Lights.
Camera.
Galley.
Hello, folks, and welcome back to Four Corners of the Galley. This is Four Corners of the Galley presents Totally Binge It, the show where we go back and review basically all the binge-worthy shows on Netflix, Hulu, or even just the other stuff on HBO, Showtime, or anything.
Yeah.
All the different stuff. The ones that basically deserve to be binged with multiple seasons, or they give you the whole season at once. We're going to go through, watch the whole show, and then talk about it.
Yeah.
So on this episode, what are we doing?
We're doing DareDevil Season 1. This show that started off the Marvel Netflix cinematic TV show.
Universe. Yeah, exactly. Daenerys, breaker of chains,
which
names.
may or not tie in with the regular MCU, but that's still up in the air.
This is the one that started it all. I mean, at this point, Marvel Netflix is knee deep in what they're doing. They had Daredevil Season 1, and then they hit us with Jessica Jones.
Yep, and then they went back to
Daredevil Season 2. Then they went Luke Cage, Iron Fist,
and then recently
Defenders, which you can see our review.
And
check it out.
Upcoming Punisher
in November.
They've already announced Season 3 Daredevil, Season 2 of Luke Cage, and Season 2 of Jessica Jones. So you can tell they're full board on this TV cinematic universe.
And this is the one that started it all.
And this is the one that applaud very well.
Yeah, so without further ado, let's get into it.
Yep.
All right. So what's your overall?
My overall of Season 1 will probably be a 4 out of 5.
All right. I'm going to give it a 3.5 out of 5. I was a little skeptical on it earlier, and then we rewatched some episodes, and I realized that this show is way better than I remember. And especially, it does kind of help that I have watched the other shows now, so I have a better perspective on just how amazing Daredevil really is.
So if you don't understand, this was the first real gritty Marvel product that they produced. So people were concerned and excited for this when it released in 2015.
Now, I'm a huge Daredevil fan. Read the comic book when I was a kid. Thought Daredevil was the best. So I was excited. I felt, when I first initially watched this show, I did like it. I thought it was great. I love the show overall. Did I feel like it was a little too long? Yes. Most of these Marvel shows and some of the things I felt like, they're just a little too many episodes. I felt like it should have only been 10 instead of 12 it gave it. Still a great show. Overall, great show. But I felt like it was a slow, a little pacing. There was some things in there. Karen drives me crazy, absolutely.
In the beginning, she's a little annoying, but then later on, she actually serves a really good purpose and a really good story.
Yeah, but on the rewatch, I do give it definitely a higher rankings. I mean, this show starts you exactly where you should off. It gives you the origins of Daredevil. And just like, kind of like a Spider-Man and a couple of other ones, he's a kid that had something happen to him and that genetically enhanced him for what he is.
Yeah.
So you kind of get to see him as a kid and the accident that happens to him and how his father was a boxer and lived that life. And then, basically after that, it does little flashbacks to his childhood and shows how he really
became who he is
now. Yeah, exactly. So, the main stars of this one are obviously, you got Daredevil, you got Kingpin, you got Daredevil's best friend, Foggy, who is his college roommate.
Then we have the love interest, Karen Page. Who, at the moment, is like a mixed love interest.
Yeah.
Because there is another character, Claire, who's also a love interest technically.
And you meet her at the beginning. So there's a lot. It's got a lot of good characters. And then at this point, you don't even know about the Hand. They're fighting the Triads and the Russians.
They're taking. So the overall story of this is Daredevil is fighting an organization of gangsters led by the Kingpin, who he doesn't even know up until a certain episode. We won't spoil that. To where he's just fighting Russians, Triads, the Chinese, all these different gangsters in Hell's Kitchen.
And he's just taking care of all of them.
He's taking them out one by one until eventually he reaches the top.
Yeah. And it's great. It shows him in his beginning stages, shows him grimy and gritty, shows him how he gets wounded because he's still working on stuff, shows him how he meets the maker for his suit and really starts to enhance. I felt like, honestly, was the show great? Yes, I was. I felt like I wish they would have brought the suit on earlier. That's just one of my gripes on the show. I mean, the suit is dope, but you don't really get it to the end. Daredevil Season 2 obviously makes up for it. But overall, I mean, the show is awesome.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
The Kingpin is a great villain.
Yeah.
What's his name?
Vincent D'Onofrio.
Yeah, he played a great Kingpin. When you first meet him, you get that, wow, this is comic book accurate like hell. And and even the mystic stuff about some of the villains that you'll meet even intrigues you to see what's going on here, and which leads up to further hand stuff in the later shows.
I will admit, we rewatched this a little bit after Defenders, and it was kind of interesting to rewatch some of the first interactions they have and the things you see that the Hand are using themselves to compete against each other at the beginning, and you don't realize it when you first watch this show, and then when you go back and you do a rewatch after you've already gone deep, you realize how slick the Hand was and how smart they were. I mean, you got the villain in Nobu, who you don't realize is one of the main hand guys that freaking Daredevil just goes hand to hand with and has this epic battle.
Yeah. The fight scenes spectacular.
Yeah.
This show destroyed. This was like, think of it like Civil War fight scenes in Winter Soldier. Good hand-on-hand combat.
Yeah.
Really good.
Exactly what Daredevil is. I mean, come on, he is a blind superhero. The man is amazing, and he's just super talented with his ninja skills, and it shows to a T. And it really helps when you have an actor like Charlie Cox who really commits to the role. Yeah. And it's just phenomenal as Daredevil. I mean, I absolutely love it.
This is also the first invention of the hallway one-shot fight scene.
Yes.
Where a spectacular fight scene where he's in a hallway, all one-shot, pans around while he's beating up a bunch of bad guys.
Yeah, great stuff. So who's your favorite side character? Outside of Kingpin, obviously. Who would you say?
Foggy, he's very funny.
Yeah, Foggy is good in this. I will admit. He's really good, and that's what helps keep it going, because the relationship between him and Foggy and the fun they have, and the scenes when he's not Daredevil, when he's just the lawyer.
Yeah, even in the lawyer part where he's in the courtroom, it's very intense and exciting. You don't feel really bored in those moments. There are some moments which you can feel bored, but other than that, it's really good.
Yeah, definitely.
I would say my second favorite, which we didn't discuss mostly in the Defenders, but Stick's up there for me too.
Yeah, Stick does make his appearance. You find out where Daredevil comes from and how Stick helped him in his days, because he's blind also, and it's really cool. It is definitely.
It sets up a lot for the future.
It does. It's a lot of setup, and it does pay off in the Defenders. I mean, I must add that this is one of the shows that really helps set up the Defenders in the future. I felt like it sets the groundwork for all the future shows.
Yeah.
There's a lot of characters that we see in this show that pop up in other shows. Yep. I mean, it's just really good and smart writing. It was a great show to start us off. I mean, this came out in 2015. Here we are, 2017, and we're thrilled to death that we're in this thing. Yeah. So what would be your biggest gripe on this?
My biggest gripe? Probably the same as you, not introducing the suit earlier, but that's a little gripe. I was fine with them introducing it near the end. I was okay with it. I know some people were mad about it.
Yeah, I definitely feel like the suit, and then Karen was very fussy and annoying at the beginning, and always just getting into something, and she was just like she fell over everything, and everything happened to her, and that kind of drove me crazy for a little bit. But you get past that. I do feel like it bogs down. All these Netflix shows are very good. They're very well written, but I feel like they take something very simplistic and stretch it into 2 or 3 episodes. So sometimes I feel like they need to bring some things down. 9 episodes, 8 episodes is fine with me. You have a show on the same channel, Stranger Things, and that whole show is built on the way they wanted to cut it and leave you suspenseful. And I feel like Marvel should do the same thing. They could leave cliffhangers in between episodes, but only make it 8 or 9, and then it hits you harder, because it's just less yada yada yada.
Yeah.
But we will admit, we absolutely love this show. I mean, this is the table setter. It is funny to watch Daredevil run around with his little black mask at the beginning, and you see the maturation rate that really happens to Daredevil and how he grows, and then just the Kingpin and his psychosis. I mean, it's just phenomenal acting, phenomenal. It's a great starter show. I definitely give it a thumbs up for binging.
Yeah,
go see it. It will take a little longer. This might be a week binge, because it depends on how hooked you are. If you get in there and you start watching it,
could be a few days.
You could be 4 episodes in before you turn around, or you might just do 2 at a time and definitely give yourself some pace, and you'll enjoy it still the same. But I definitely feel like you should go out and see it. Totally binge this show for sure.
Now season 2.
We'll get to that one. We'll get to that one. Then we have to go in order. We'll just get too excited first. We got a couple more to go over first. Yeah. We got Jessica Jones next, so look out for that Jessica Jones coming out. But definitely. We'd like to thank you for joining us on this 4 Corners of the Galley Totally Binging. For RG, I'm PBO. Good night, Ted.
See you next time.